the turn sort of indicated to me that we either had a decent hand that had me beat, or he had a hand that he was worried about, which was obviously the aces, given the turn card completing so many hands. So we probably could have got a little bit more out of him. If I were to, let's see, if I was to bet the turn, I probably would have bet it $1.50, which would have bring the pot up enough for me to bet at least $3 or $4 on the river. So I guess I left myself short there. And we can also take note that the person did limp. Yeah, he limped the cutoff. So, you know, playing pretty deep, he didn't protect his hand. He let me take control of the pot, thinking he'd slow play the aces and get value out of them. Obviously, I'm going to throw away to a bet there on the flop, on a raise on the flop. So, you know, he basically just gave the aces up, I guess, to a hand, you know, that could hit, and you know, he let it hit. I mean, as sick of a beat some people may say, it's not really, considering how he played the hand. So I'll just make a note that he limped in the cutoff with aces. Fives I like to raise here. Hopefully we can get this player to sort of play back at us here, and we hopefully hit a set and you know, get some money in. That's a good flop. Generally we'll see bet here. If the player has an ace, I don't see him folding it. If he has a drawing hand, we'd like to get him to pay for it. And we do get the fold side. I mean, generally, yeah, it might be an idea to check there, but if he has a hand like 6-7 or, you know, an ace 8 or ace 6 or something like that, he's obviously going to play. So I think checking there would generally give him a card on the turn that could improve his hand, which could possibly be profitable, more profitable to us, but let me know what you think there. 7-8 offsuit, out of position against a raise and a call. It's a pretty easy fold there. Once again, this player's just joined the table. I won't be raising with 8-3. Seven, 8, pretty easy fold to a raise on the button from a really somewhat tight player, especially raising pre-flop at about 4% after 25 hands. 9-4, I'm getting nearly 6-1 on a call here. I'm out of position, but with that being said, we are pretty deep considering. And I do really like check raising a flop where I hit with the 9-4 suited. Now we're playing the board, but with a 9, so it's pretty standard fold here if anyone bets. And you can see a lot of players on this table are pretty tight, not willing to play as far as betting on the flop and the turn and the river. Ace-4 suited, a good hand to raise with here. We know that this player here likes to play a lot of pots, and this player here is limping with aces. He has limped again in the cutoff. These two players will generally fold a lot of the time, so we'll try and isolate at least one of these here, if not all three. We don't really mind because we're getting good value. So we can see him, he's also limping with hands that he'll limp fold. We'll see bet here. 45 into 62. Let me know what you think of my c-betting pricing, please, because I know at the 1 cent, 2 cent I used to c-bet around pot when I didn't have to. Generally, like for example, excuse me, if the pot's 60 cents, generally I make it 45. I toyed around with, 25, 20, 30, and it seemed to me that I'd just keep getting callers, obviously, with the odds that they're getting. So, I've worked around that sort of 230ish amount. King 10 suited, sort of middle position here. Not one of my favourite hands. We've got tight players. We've got a tight player and a player that likes to play a lot of pots. We've also got a couple of tight players to act behind. Safe to say, if I do raise here, which I will just for video's sake, that we may get this person here to just call. If we get raised, it's a pretty easy fold. And that's exactly what happens in a decent flop for us and a min bet. Now that min bet screams weak to me personally, so we'll put in a pretty big raise here. We'll make it 7 times his min bet, and he does fold. So we can make a note on that he will call, min bet, fold, flop. Call pre-flop, raise, min bet, fold, flop. 2, raise. Jack 5 will be a fold. Here with the 9-10 out of position, this person seems to be 3 times BBing a lot, so I mean we're pretty deep. We might flop something that we like here. I'm picking up on how he's been playing as in the cutoff. We pick up a straight draw here. We will bet into it just because of the fact that if he has air, he will fold, and we do get flat called. This is a tough spot. He's flat called the jack. He could be flush drawing. He could have a very weak king or jack. A bet here I don't think would get him to fold. He'd only fold a flush draw. And we may even have his flush draw beat if he checks, but I really do doubt he will. And we'll just easily fold that. So you can see, I don't know, was that the right play to call with 9-10 suited? Let me know what you think. As far as getting, odds to call and bust a hand that he may hit with a top pair or something. See, this player is playing pretty tight. Queen 6 probably a borderline raise here for the big blind, but considering the percentage this person's folding, it's pretty fine. King Queen on the button. Once again, we'll be raising in here. Predict probably a limp or two, but yeah, they're pretty tight plays. If we get raised though, we'll probably have to rethink that, obviously, but it's a pretty small raise. We're on the button, we've got position. Though this player is tight, it's pretty safe to say we're probably beat at this point, so we're just going to give that hand away. Let me know what you think. But he has been playing pretty tightly, and he is pretty deep. So I think, hands like ace, queen, ace, king, pocket pairs and stuff like that are easily what he has there. And I feel that my king, queen would at best still be dominated by a few percent. So we do pick up ace, king offsuit. We're going to raise 4 times the big blind's basically what I raise to with any hand. And our image is pretty loose, sort of, I guess, semi-aggressive. It's not too insane, though we have picked up a few good hands. We have lost a couple as well.